Sherdog.com here in Torrance, California with UFC 1 veteran Art Jimmerson. Art, when we started this, you said that you were excited because you'd get to tell your story. Why is that important? What do you think about Art Jimmerson's story is there that people don't know?
Well, it's a lot. I mean, you know, coming into the UFC, I feel like I was kind of blindfolded. Of course, I knew it was a fight and I was up for a challenge, but, you know, it was like a fish out of water. I mean, I was out of my fight domain for being a fighter. I didn't expect it to be what I thought it would be.
Take me back to 1993. You've won 15 fights in a row as a boxer. You're being talked about as an opponent for Tommy Hearns, a boxing Hall of Famer, and your friend Ernest Hart tells you about the UFC. What did you know about it? What did you find attractive about it?
I mean, you know, at that time in my life, I was up for a challenge. I hadn't lost in 5 years, 15 straight fights, and you know, and just to have that fight mode inside of me was to the point where, you know, when they had talked about somewhat of a reality Street Fighter game. At the time, Street Fighter was real popular, where it had different arts. I thought, wow, it's like a come to life Street Fighter game. So I was excited because, you know, it would be a challenge. And I didn't know how barbaric it was, but I just thought, you know, me being a boxer, I mean, even a boxer on a Street Fighter game, here they jab, man, you know. So I thought it'd be a lot of fun. And when Ernest introduced me to it, I was like, you know, I'll think about it. So I talked to my managers who were lawyers at the time, and they were like, you know, let's just get more detail about it. And I verbally accepted it, but once we found out how barbaric it was, we kind of pulled out.
What ultimately swayed you to do it? I mean, I know you've claimed in the past that, I mean, the tournament prize was $50,000. I mean, did they make you a better offer?
Well, they offered me $10,000 at first, and then I had, again, verbally agreed to it, but I had, once we found out more details about it, I kind of pushed away from it because I was still fighting, and I had a family to take care of, and you know, in that type of fight, you can get a knee crushed or any kind of different damage, so I wasn't willing to go along with it, but they offered me Lloyd's of London insurance where I'd be protected better, and also they offered me more money. So, like I said, my manager was like, you know what, it's found money, plus, you know, these guys ain't never been with a real fighter, you know, and with my stand-up fight ability, I walked right through the tournament, I thought.
When was the first time you got to look at the other guys in the tournament and sort of started looking at your potential competition?
Well, they flew us up there, and it was so cool because they really put out the red carpet for us. I mean, we had steak and lobster every day. They had sweets. We all had, you know, we just made it real comfortable for us. It was like you know, we were getting fed up for the kill, you know. And I got a chance to see Hoist and the other fighters, you know, once we got to Denver. We was there about a couple of weeks before we even got the fight, but you know, and me being a fighter, I mean, I know how to look in a person's eyes and tell, you know, what kind of atmosphere it was. I think a lot of the guys respected each other because, you know, we were all new. It was new, you know.
Part of what made UFC 1 amazing for most people is that not only would people have not have picked Hoist Gracie to win, he would have seemingly been the last person that people would have picked to win. He definitely didn't look like he was about to win UFC 1. So when you found out that Hoist Gracie was your first opponent, what was your reaction?
Small, skinny, childlike. I felt kind of sorry for him. I was knocking out guys in the gym with 16-ounce gloves on. So I'm thinking about it. I'm knocking out guys with 10-ounce gloves on. I mean, my knockout ratio at the time was like, you know, I was like, I think 25-5 with like 20 knockouts. So this was going to be a piece of cake.
When did you sort of learn or understand really that this was kind of a setup, an intentional infomercial for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu?
Probably on 2 occasions. First occasion when I was talking to the referee or one of the guys involved, John McCarthy, I had kind of inquired him about some of the, what should I expect? Because like I said, I don't know nothing about no grappling. Ernest Hart was trying to show me something about kicking and how to block certain ways, but John kind of showed me a couple of moves, and I was thinking, you know what, my jab is so fast, how you even gonna get on me, you know what I'm saying? And then also, his whole thing was watch my neck, make sure Hoist gets my neck, because he said their pain resistance was so strong, well, basically, they fight with broken limbs. So, you know, if I hit him or hurt him, it don't mean anything, just make sure I protect my neck. And then the second time was when I got in the actual ring, and they announced me, and only 2 people crowd, my 2 cornermen. Then when they announced his name, it was so loud, the place erupted, and the ground actually shook. I had on to the ring from not falling. I was like, okay, who am I fighting? You know, that's when I finally realized I got in over my head.